Hello, boys and girls. I have mixed feelings about this. I'm very excited that we have a Bernstein Bears book, but by looking at the cover, it seems a little bit sad. Okay, so the name of the story is Lose a Friend, and by looking at the picture clues, it looks like Sister Bear lost her pet, Goldie. And unfortunately, this is something that we all have to go through in life. So we're going to learn about Bernstein Bears Lose a Friend. I got a quote on the first page. It's sad to lose a friend. It makes us wonder why. But a family's love and care can help us say goodbye. There are pets and there are pets. There are dogs and cats that you can play with and pet. You can train a parakeet to sit on your finger. There are bunnies that you can cuddle. There are adorable little chicks that grow up into big, ferocious, strutting roosters. Then there are goldfish, quiet, shy goldfish. You can't play with them, of course. All you can do with a goldfish is watch them swim, admire how beautiful and graceful they are, and feed them. That was fine with Sister Bear. She was very fond of Goldie, her goldfish. Goldie wasn't necessarily supposed to be just Sister's pet, but that's how it worked out. The other members of the family were on friendly terms with Goldie, but it was Sister who took care of the little goldfish. Not that Goldie needed all that much care. Sister would feed Goldie twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. Sister didn't really expect Goldie to do much except look beautiful and swim gracefully, gently swishing her tail this way and that. So Sister was a little surprised when Goldie came over and sort of said hello when Sister came to feed her. Well, she didn't exactly say hello, but she did bump her nose against a fishbowl when she saw Sister with the fish food shaker. When the food landed on the surface of the water, Goldie would do a little underwater dance, nipping up at the floating fish food. Every morning, Sister would say, "Good morning, Goldie," and shake the fish food on the water. Then Goldie would bump up against the bowl and do her underwater dance, nipping at the food. They did the same thing every morning. Sister made sure to change Goldie's water and clean her bowl every third day. Sister would carefully scoop Goldie out of her bowl with a little cloth scoop and put her in a glass of clean water. Then she would sponge out the bowl, fill it with clean water, and put Goldie back in her bowl. But Goldie looked so lonely, all by herself, in her bowl. So Sister went outside and got some colored pebbles from the backyard brook. She brought them into the house and washed them off, and then carefully dropped them into Goldie's bowl. They looked very nice as they settled at the bottom. Goldie seemed to like them. She swam around exploring them with her nose. The pebbles were white, pink, gray, and lavender. They set off Goldie's orange gold color beautifully. One day, when Mama and Sister stopped off at the pet store for fish food, Sister saw a beautiful fishbowl castle. That castle would be just right for Goldie, said Sister. Mama agreed. Fish food, water plants, and castles. That is a nice castle. Goldie seemed very much at home in her pebble-lined bowl and her beautiful new castle, and every morning Sister would say, "Good morning, Goldie," and Goldie would answer by coming out of her castle and bumping her nose against the bowl. Sister would sprinkle the fish food onto the surface of the water, and Goldie would do her underwater dance and nip at the fish food. Then one day, when Sister and brother were at school, all that changed. Mama was straightening out the room when she saw it. "Oh dear," she said. "Oh dear, oh dear." What do you think Mama found, boys and girls? There was Goldie, floating belly up in her bowl. "Papa, would you please come here a minute?" cried Mama, sounding upset. Papa saw the problem right away. "What do you think?" he asked Mama. "What do I think?" said Papa. "I think Goldie has passed on to the big underwater castle in the sky." Oh my," said Mama. "Sister will be heartbroken." "Yes," said Papa. "Sister's mighty fond of that little fish." "What shall we do?" asked Mama. They both thought it over. Said Papa. "I think I have an idea. Why don't I rush over to the pet store and get another goldfish? One that looks exactly like Goldie. It shouldn't be too hard. They all look pretty much alike. That way, no one will be the wiser, and poor sister won't be crying her eyes out." Do you think that's a good idea, boys and girls? To just replace Goldie with any other fish? Why? That's the store clerk. There were lots of goldfish in the big tank at the pet store, and they all looked pretty much alike. "That one," said Papa. "No, not that one. The one next to it." It took a while, but the pet store clerk finally netted a fish that looked for all the world like Goldie. By the time Sister got home from school, the new goldfish looked very much at home exploring the castle in the pebble-bottom fish bowl. But that evening, when Sister said, "Good night, Goldie," and began to sprinkle fish food on the water, the fish didn't bump its nose against the bowl. It didn't stay hidden in the shelter of the castle. Sister didn't think much of it at the time. But when the same thing happened the next morning, Sister began to wonder. She became suspicious. She coaxed the new fish of the castle and looked at it very closely. Papa and Mama began to get a little nervous. Do you think sister's gonna know, boys and girls? Uh-oh. See those tears? Then suddenly sister cried, "That's not Goldie! That's a different fish. I can tell because Goldie had a tiny pink spot under her chin and a tiny blue spot under her tail, and this fish doesn't. Where's my Goldie? Where is she?" "Now, dear, I hate having to tell you this," said Mamma, "but while you were at school yesterday, poor Goldie passed away, and..." Sister began to cry. "Where is she?" "She's in a safe place, sweetie," said Mamma. "And who is this fish?" said Sister. "Well, your father knew how upset you'd be about Goldie, so he thought it might be a good idea if you went to the pet store and got another fish. One that looked like Goldie, and, well, you know." "Yeah, I know," said Sister. "Papa tried to fool me, and it's not right to try to fool someone about a thing like this. You should be honest, Papa." "Gee, don't be too hard on Papa, sis," said Brother. "He was just thinking of you." "I know," she said. "Here she is," said Mamma, handing Sister poor Goldie wrapped in the hanky. "You know, dear," she added, kneeling down and giving Sister a hug, "Goldie lived a happy life. Goldfish aren't meant to live very long. You took good care of her, and she was a good fish." "I know," said Sister, wiping her eye. Can can I keep the hanky?" "Yes," said Mamma. "You know those boxes that the kitchen matches come in?" asked Sister. "Could you put the matches in something else and let me have the box?" Mamma put the matches in something else and gave Sister the box. Sister slipped Goldie into the box and closed it. Then she headed for the back door. What do you think she's going to do, boys and girls? Would you do the same thing as Sister? Why? Can I come along, sis?" asked Brother. "Sure," said Sister. "And bring a little shovel and one of those waterproof markers." "We'll all come, okay?" said Papa. Sister nodded. So Sister, Brother, Mama, Papa, and Honey Bear all climbed a small hill behind the treehouse. They found a medium-sized rock. Sister wrote something on the rock. They dug a hole, put the box in the hole, and covered it with dirt. Sister put the rock on the little mound of dirt. They stood on the hill for a while, then headed back into the house. Here lies Goldie, who was a good fish. Sister got to be good friends with Goldie, too. But she never forgot Goldie. What do you think, boys and girls? Lose a friend? I liked it too. All right, I'll see you soon.